And that's with no fees, no holds, just straight 0% interest cash available to my business in less than 24 hours. Those 0% APR business credit cards are a major cheat code if you're looking to invest, buy real estate, or just cover your business startup costs without using any of your own money. The only issue is you usually can't do any of these things by swiping a card. So today I'm going to show you how to liquidate your credit cards and turn them into cash without paying those high fees. Now, first things first, I want to preface today's video with a disclaimer that just because this money is 0% does not make it free. Right? It still has to be paid back, and while you borrow it, you do still have to make your minimum payment every single month. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's jump into this game. Now, there are two ways to get the funds off your credit card, right? One way is free, one way costs money. Now, on the other end of that equation, right? One way is very convenient, and the other way is definitely going to cost you some time and effort, but we're going to cover both today. Now, if you're okay paying a small fee, your first option is something called a balance transfer check. Now, this is when the bank sends you checks that you can deposit directly into your bank account right from your credit card balance. And in exchange for this service, you're usually going to pay about a 3 to 5% one-time fee. It's important to note that not all banks offer this feature too. Some banks randomly send these checks in the mail, and other banks you actually have to call and request them. Now, Bank of America and Chase are known for offering these, but if you have a card with somebody else, it's definitely worth making the call and just seeing if they can offer this to you for sure. Now, the next method is by using payment processors. Now, to do this, you really just need to get an entrepreneur friend that you trust to actually write you an invoice for the amount that you're looking to liquidate off of that credit card. Now, a couple things to know here. First is that this method is going to cost about 2.9% depending on what processor you use. Now, me personally, I like Stripe, PayPal, and a company called Plastique for this. Now, the other person may be concerned about raising their taxable income, but it's super important to note that yes, they're getting more income coming into their account, but the money is also going right back out as an expense of them paying it to you. And the same thing for yourself, right? The money is going out as an expense first, and then it's coming in. So it's evening out on both sides of the playing field. Last thing, with all of these payment processors, you want to test out a small amount first, like $100 to $500, because the last thing you want is your money to get stuck in transit. Funny story, I actually sent a buddy of mine like $5,000 through QuickBooks a while back, and they shut down his whole account and froze my funds for like 6 months. That's why I don't even recommend QuickBooks at all anymore, right? Learn from my mistakes. Now let's jump into how to liquidate these cards for free. But first, if you're getting some gain from this video, drop a like below and subscribe to the channel so we can get this pushed out to more people that need to see it. So if you want to liquidate your credit card without it costing you any money, it is going to cost you some time. And that's because all these methods require some form of buying something and then returning it. Now, here's how it works. So with certain retailers' POS or point of sale systems, you can actually purchase an item using your credit card, but if you go to return it, you can actually get the refund issued onto your debit card and have the funds appear in your bank account in a couple of days. Now, this method is called manufactured spending, and it's also used by people who are looking to accrue a bunch of points on their credit cards, but that's a whole different story. So now you're probably like, where can I go to actually do this? So I'm going to give you a couple options, but I want you to know that these things always change once a lot of people catch on to them. So it's really important that you understand how to test these things out for yourself. Now, if you want to liquidate your card this way, there's going to be two methods that you can try. The first one is called the split pay method. And this is when you go in store, in person, and buy something, but you put a little bit of the amount onto your debit card and you put the majority of the amount onto your credit card. Then when you go to do the return and they ask you for your payment method, you only give them the debit card and they should issue the entire amount back onto your debit card and back into your bank account. The wholesale store Sam's Club has been one of the hottest spots to be able to do this, but the hardest part there is finding something expensive to be able to liquidate the card. I remember when I did it, I went in there and bought a couple engagement rings just to get a couple grand off of my card. Now, some retailers don't require split pay at all, and they'll issue a refund on whatever card you put into their reader. And I'm gonna show you how this works in real time. So I made it a habit that every time I have a return, I always shoot my shot with this method, because at the end of the day, the worst thing that could happen is that it doesn't work and I just get a regular refund. So it's not the end of the world. So today I've got some stuff to return to IKEA that I bought on my business credit card. So we're gonna test and see if they'll actually refund the money and put it right back into my bank account. Let's get it. Return here. I got the order number.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. All right, cool. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Thank you. All right, y'all. So as you can see that quickly, right? That's $2,011 liquidated off of my business credit card. So now let's just see how long it actually takes to hit my bank account.
The next day.
All right, y'all. So the money just hit my bank account and all $2,011 is now available to me. And that's with no fees, no holds, just straight 0% interest cash available to my business in less than 24 hours. Now look, getting access to 0% business credit cards can be a little tricky, but I recently found a bank that can approve a brand new business for up to $50,000. Now everything you need to get started with them is in this video right up here.